guys, welcome back to the latest episode from Descendants of Nonsense. First of all, let me open the show, and Pardy will also be touching on this in a moment with an apology. It's now been around 2.5 weeks since we last uploaded a video or podcast, so my apologies. Pardy, do you want to take this moment to actually apologise to our viewers or listeners?
I wholeheartedly apologise. It was mainly down to Daniel, to be honest. He didn't want to put anything out. He was arguing with me. He was bickering. It's been rough for me. It's a lot to deal with, handling and dealing with Daniel, but managed to straighten him out, and we're back. We're back on the podcasting.
I'm the only prima donna with under 100 followers, but no, we did do an episode the other day, but it's purely because we want the best content for you guys. What can I say? We're just so faithful to your ears, but we won't cheat on them. But no,
No, we wouldn't.
100%, definitely not. But yes, so the guy was going to open a show now, so that is a fantastic start. So well done, Dan. But no, so we've got some good news for you guys. Hardy, do you want to give him the good news?
The best news.
Yeah, but you
You
don't.
have got-
You don't even
you
know
have
what
got-
good news is, do you?
I thought it was the privilege of listening to my beautiful voice for the next hour or so.
That's a foregone conclusion. You didn't need to mention that.
Okay.
All right.
What is the good news?
Well, I'm glad you asked because recently, because me and Pardeep are massive ballers and we earn so much in our day-to-day job. We literally just throw money sometimes out a bedroom window because we have so much. Well, we have recently invested in a camera, so not only will you be hearing our beautiful voices, your eyes are also in for a feast because they're going to be graced with the pleasure of my beautiful blue eyes. So I hope you enjoy that. I hope you enjoy that. You might find yourself even thinking that, God, this guy makes an awful podcast, but boy, is he hot. So I'm definitely tuning in next week. But
Something to look at. Or if not, you can always revert to the audio. So you got a choice there.
yeah, but if they're going to tune in for my eyes, then they're going to go on YouTube, aren't they?
True.
But yeah, so no, we're happy with how things are going so far. We always have a recap every now and again, and we say how do you feel that went? How's it going? And I think between ourselves, as much as we have some hiccups every now and again, like out of this been going 4 weeks, we now have a 2 week break. Other than that, I'd say it's going quite well. So you guys keep listening, and as I say, I'm looking forward to what the future holds for the Descendants of Nonsense. Yeah, definitely. Well, hopefully you guys have as much fun listening to it as we do making it. Because actually, I hope not, because we have an awful time. We have a truly awful time. I mean, Hardy doesn't care too much because I'm going to be honest, for the past couple of weeks, I've said, should we make an episode? And his opinion, this is a quote, a direct quote. He said, no, they don't deserve to hear my voice. In fact, I don't want to put it out there. They're not good enough for me. That is an exact quote. Okay.
Got to value yourself.
Well, you slagged me off, so I'm going to have a go at you. But no, we've got a fun episode this time because they're the ones apparently that seem to do the best. You guys don't like us having an opinion on any subject whatsoever. Says a lot. But you'd rather us, well, talk nonsense. What? It's in the name, isn't it? It's in the name. But no, we're enjoying it. So just a little thank you for all you listeners and sharers, whatever the social media is. So whether it's YouTube, if you're sharing videos, much appreciated it. Much appreciating it. So, we're going to start with the most self-explanatory game of all time. It's a would you rather, okay? The simplest game of all time, maybe apart from I Spy. Other than that, definite. You know the rules of would you rather, don't you, Party?
Of course. Would
Well,
you
there you go.
rather?
Exactly.
Would you
See,
rather?
see.
Rather?
All right, we both got five each.
Yep.
There you go. See, okay,
Five
off
wonderful
to a
questions.
flyer, aren't we? Off to a flyer. Who's going first?
You are.
You want me to read first, then? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so would you rather, see, there's going to be a common theme, this is how quite a lot of them start. Would you rather go into the past to meet your ancestors or go into the future to meet your great great grandchildren?
That's a good question, actually. The way I view that question is, would I rather just go into the future to see what the world is like, or would I rather just go to the past?
No, you're going to see your family.
Let's be
You're
honest.
not having a look around.
Oh, okay. So we don't. Oh, okay. This is a bit like Back to the Future too, isn't it?
When I
Oh
read
man.
that out,
Is there going to be hoverboards then?
well, if there is, there is. There isn't, there isn't.
Self-lacing sneakers, as the Americans say.
When I read that question out, when it's a great 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 grandchildren, it reminded me of that Busted song. It really annoys me because that song, I know song lyrics, especially in that song, the year 3000, aren't exactly accurate, but it says, and your great, now get your fingers and toes out, you're going to need to count how many times I say this. Your great, great, great granddaughter is either doing fine or pretty fine. One of the, is it doing fine or pretty fine?
I think pretty fine, but I'm
Pretty
not a
fine,
big fan of the song. But
pretty fine. There you go, you even heard that. Fucking hell, forget the podcast. Simon Cowell hit me up those vocals. But he basically skips almost 1,000 years in like six generations. Now, unless the future they are living, what? How many? You do the maths. It's implausible, ridiculous, absolutely fucking ludicrous. So it's little things like that that really wind me up, and I'm actually getting a little angry. So I better go back to the question.
yeah. Before Daniel hijacked the question, and took us down a little rant about how he hates this song
It's what I
lyric.
do best.
Um, I don't know. I don't really. I think I'd just rather be in the future just to see it and experience it and see, I guess, how my family line did after 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 me. I think I'd definitely go to the future. It'd be interesting to see what the world's like. Um, not even like in terms of technology or fashion or anything like that. Although it would be cool to see like flying cars and maybe hoverboards at least.
I
Um,
think you're being too optimistic because let's be honest, in the 80s, I'm
would they
sure
want to
I've
see
seen
me
pictures.
though? Would they want to see me?
Definitely not. Definitely not. I can already
Would they even
confirm
care?
it.
I'll be
Nope. 100%. Nope. Nope.
exactly. So really, I'll do it for the
Sorry.
experience myself, really, and say
Well,
hi.
the good news is about the questions basically confirm that you're having children. That's the good news.
I will be.
But it's not like anything graphic or any horrific thing happens to them because they have children as well, and so
Mm,
do their children. So that's a good thing. But
mm,
do you know, whenever you look at like pictures of the 70s and 80s, all of those predicted that like the year 2020 would be some futuristic, scientific, crazy shit.
mm.
In reality, like, never mind flying cars, I'm still seeing Nissan Micras literally just driving around and Ford KAs.
Mm. I,
It's not that advanced.
I, I guess why they probably would have thought like that and probably would have thought the same. I think, well, I say this, but things have really advanced for us in the last 10 to 15 years. But around then, there was lots of, NASA was going into space. There was a lot of technological advancements. So they probably thought if you're, in the 80s, we're in 1985, and I'm looking towards the next century and I'm here in the year 2015 or something. You, you,
Mm.
you probably wouldn't be too far off, like thinking there'll be these great advancements. I think there has definitely been great advancements, but I think obviously some of the things is things cost money, don't they? And money will only be put into something that they can make a lot of money from, and it's cheap to produce that technology. That's why certain technology at the beginning, like TV screens or whatever, 4K, at the beginning, it's going to be very expensive because that technology is only made by maybe a small amount of
I want
companies,
to
and
touch
it's
upon something that's annoyed me ever since I was a child. Please tell me, with all the technology in this day and age, no, you know I'm a Harry Potter fan. Why can no one make a flying broomstick?
that would be
What?
beautiful. Now,
I don't understand how it can't be done though.
that'll be
If
better.
there's any scientists listening, please come on, please.
Again, it's probably money, and
Yeah, but come on,
it's
don't
going to
tell
be
me that's a difficult
expensive
thing to do in
to
this day and
even
age.
design or mass produce something like that. It always comes down to being technology widely available and I guess cheap enough to produce. You know, a lot of
Uh,
technology people make a loss on things
Yeah,
that
but I'm
people love,
telling you now that
PlayStations,
there have been
etc.
some incredible, as much as there has been some incredibly mind-blowing inventions. A lot of money has gone into some pretty shit ones, some awful ones. So you'd thought at some point someone would make a flying broomstick. I talk about how shit some inventions are, and then I propose doing a flying broomstick. But no, and plus you do the cleaning a lot faster. So there you go. There you go.
I'll
Go
take
on.
hoverboards, I guess, over a broomstick. But yeah, I think go to the future to see what happened to, I guess, the family line, where they are, where the
All right.
world's at. That'd be interesting, asking some questions if I'm allowed to. What is life like in the future? Um,
All right.
yeah.
What's the question? Hit
Oh,
me off.
so it's me now, is it?
Yep.
Right. I've got a very tasty little question to get your brain going. So,
Couldn't think of any adjective, could you?
would no, I couldn't. That's
What an idiot.
uh, so my question is, would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button on your life? One that's probably been asked quite a lot in these would you rathers. But it's an
You
interesting one.
bastard. You've
It's int-
stolen my next question. You.
I can answer it as well afterwards. That's no problem.
All right, that's fine.
It's a
Would I,
popular one. It's a popular would you rather one, so it's nothing.
it's not a shock. It's not
Yeah,
like,
it's
oh,
not
blow my mind.
not one that's
I
really
would,
unique.
well, my first answer would be I would rather a pause button because there is kind of a delay between well, there is no delay rather between my brain and my mouth. Often, quite a lot of time, my mouth gets me in trouble because I say things without even realizing it, without even before my brain's even thought of something, my mouth will just jump ahead and my brain will be like, "Shut up, just shut up, just calm down."
Would
But it's
a
too late. So
rewind button be better than for you?
no, because I'd still end up saying it. I wouldn't.
So
But if I had a pause, I'd just give myself that extra few seconds. However, on the back of what's just happened, I'd hit a rewind button. I'd go back about half an hour to the point where you picked that question, and I'd stop that from happening right away, mate.
uh,
But no, it'd definitely be more beneficial to me if I had a pause. Do you remember Bernard's watch? Do you ever watch that?
no,
Oh, it's basically a kid that just had like this old watch. It's
yeah.
like a pocket watch, and he'd literally just press it in random situations, and he'd just well, he'd do whatever he wanted because he could. Master of time, Bernard. Shout out
Mm,
to Bernard.
okay. Well, you're a pauser then. So I guess I've got the same question coming back to me then now.
Do you know what? If you want to answer it, you answer it. If you don't want to, I ain't gonna hold you to it.
No, I'll answer it.
Well,
Was it your next question for me though?
yeah, it was actually
Okay.
my next one.
Um, so would I pause or rewind? I guess thinking about which or what each button can do. Because people with rewind, I guess you can try and go back to a certain amount of time to maybe correct something or do something a little bit different, say something a little bit different, react a little bit different. I don't know. I think the rewind button seems to have a bit more
Reasoning behind it.
value, yeah, better
Okay.
option. I think pause, I guess certain circumstances you may just want to, yeah, I need a break right now. Let's just press pause on it. But I
I
guess that
thought you
one,
meant during the podcast then.
yeah,
Say 15 minutes.
um, but pause one can be useful, especially, you're having a bad day at work or whatever.
Daniel Powter.
You, you could just press pause, or I guess if you just want to, you're on lunch and you want to extend it a little bit, you know.
Cool story, by the way. If when I this sums me up how egotistical I am. Growing, I'm making myself laugh. So even if you don't laugh on the back of this, I know I've had a good time, and that's all that matters in life. So when I was growing up, I've got a younger brother. I'm going to divulge some key information about myself. Now you're going to
Shameless.
find out my now you're going to find out my full name. So I don't care about that because at the end of the day, I'm going to have millions of subscribers one day. So I don't care. You'll find it out one day. You'll know it and you'll remember it. When I the the songwriter and singer, believe it or not, often songwriters do sing. They Daniel Powter, Bad Day. I convinced my my brother growing up that I actually sung that song. And when he said, "Oh no, you didn't," I just put in Daniel Power, which is my name, um, on Bad Day on YouTube. And believe it or not, it came up because obviously that's how it works. But yeah, I was always really happy growing up when I because I used to be really interested in terms of what surnames actually mean and where they come from.
Yeah.
And when I first, I thought it went without saying. My name means powerful. It means it's obvious. When actually in just Irish history, it just means poor. So there you go. There you go.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna cry. So if you don't mind, Dana Braid. Yeah.
I bet you were so excited trying to Google that, weren't you?
Let me give you a key fact actually. Their surnames. Did you know that obviously surnames originally weren't it wasn't obligatory to have a surname, and often bastard children
Yeah.
have a surname. So that's where things like Richardson or Davidson comes from. It would be I don't know, Richard Davidson. You would be son of Richard, and that's where you'd inherit your surname. So it's actually because so if you apologies to any of the Richardsons or Davidsons, or indeed any sons,
Mm.
I didn't make the rules. Not my fault. It's your own family tree, mate. Nothing to do with me. There you go.
Interesting. The son of. Well,
Exactly.
Henderson is my favorite son of.
Son of
Um,
Hender.
yeah.
I don't know where that works then. There you
Um,
go.
but I would probably pick, I don't know, rewind's dangerous. You don't want to mess with the past. It's so tempting,
What
and we're
I
always told. But I think e oh no, it's too tempting though, isn't it? That's the thing. Um,
you'd prefer a pause because you're not too dissimilar to me. You need a couple of extra seconds to think in time. So I think you'd appreciate a pause button.
hmm, I'll, I don't know.
You prove
The rewind button's so tempting. But no, because a rewind button's only gonna not take you too far back. I'd go with uh, no, I'll go with rewind button. I think it'd be
all right.
better use for me. I'd make good use of that every single day, probably on the hour, every hour.
Are you allowing me to change the rules game a little and just bend them a little? I just want to reword the question. Well, I can't.
You
Would
can
you
reword
rather?
it if you wish to.
All right, this is going to be a two-part question. Now. Would you be born rather be born in the past or the future? Now, what I'm going to do to reword it, I want to know if you could go back to any era or go into a future. Where would you go, or when would you go? Rather, oh, mindfuck.
That is a beautiful question, but I think it was meant to be my question. Wasn't I meant
Yeah,
to,
I haven't answered it.
wasn't I meant to ask you a question now?
Were you?
Yeah, because I just answered one, didn't I?
Shit. Oh, Dan, you're a failure. See, this is why
See
my
what
name
he's
is
done,
born.
people.
Great.
See what he's done.
This is why my descendants were
This
poor.
is why
How
this is why he needed a pause button. And this is why I
not
wish that
rewind
I had a
instead.
rewind button. But I'll happily answer that question if you.
We'll do a double header for you.
So you changed your question. Say it again, just to make sure
I
that.
changed and I reordered and
Yeah.
shit.
No, ask me again
Right.
then. Hit me up with that
I can't. I
question.
butchered it the first time. Would you rather be born in the past or future? If the answer is past, what era?
Oh, that's a good one actually. It's a bit scary because the past we have some understanding and we can kind of have an idea of that period of
Hmm?
time. The future's just obviously we have no idea. It would be totally clueless about that. I think the safer option would be the past. Um, just any time.
Do
Does it have to be the distant past, or could it be not?
choose when you like, mate. But
I don't
the
know. The
one thing
past.
I would say about this is, do you know when anyone ever talks about going to the past, they always say I'd go to, I don't know, medieval times or Roman times. When in reality, let's take medieval times. 95% of people were poor. So rather than thinking you're going to wander around in this great period that's famous, more than likely, I'm sorry, your life expectancy is probably about 30, and you're going to have the worst 30 years imaginable. You're going to live poor, you're going to work 25 hours a day. Uh, it's not going well. No one ever takes that into consideration. Everyone thinks they're going to be like some king or queen or some part of hierarchy, when in fact they'll end up being scullery maid that spends, I don't know, 20 hours a day on your knees. No,
Yeah.
don't twist that, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think it's quite simple for me because I don't think being a brown guy going back into the past, don't think there was really any good options for me. I think most of the years are not going to look too great for me if I go back in the past. I'm going to have a lot
Well,
of problems because people always say, "Oh, I'd love to go back to the 1940s, 50s," but I don't think that would be a good time for me to go back.
who says I want to go back to the 40s?
I don't know. I think a lot of people always say that. They kind of like,
Because something big was happening during that period. I mean, I don't know if you know.
I know it, Dan.
Okay. Well, it depends where you go, doesn't it? 'Cause in saying that, with the situation the world's in at the moment, mate, have we really advanced? Well, that's for another podcast. But
But
yeah, so
I
go
think
on.
I'm
Where
definitely
would
going
you
to
be?
go. Yeah, there's nothing for a brown guy like me going to the past. It's going to be nothing but problems. So definitely the future. How far in the
Do you
future
know?
do I get to pick?
No, you can't pick because I don't know.
Oh
I don't know
God.
how long the Earth goes on for,
I
mate. I
could go
don't
to the
know.
year 3000.
Not much has changed, but they live on the one.
Yeah, okay, the future. Take me to the future.
Do you know already in this episode I've divulged my full name and you've divulged that you're brown?
Yeah. Big
Uh,
facts being distributed today.
although I've just realised I've just seen your on on our picture for whatever we use for Twitter, Instagram, fucking hell, um, YouTube. That I've just realised they should have worked out which one's which out of our pictures.
Yeah. Two
Go
very
on, your
different
question.
guys. I got two questions, haven't I now?
Go on, hit me up. I'm ready.
Okay, so you'll have two questions in a row. So
Hit me with
here's
a
one,
shot.
maybe a bit difficult, but probably maybe based on which you value more. Would you, and this is another one that's pretty much said a lot of the times as well, but I like it. Would you rather lose your vision or your hearing?
Uh, hearing.
Why? Why
Uh,
hearing? Why not
that's two
vision?
questions. You only get one. But no. Firstly, what I'd like to mention is I saw a video the other day, and there's a few of them going around recently. But this one, literally, there's not many videos on the internet that are absolutely beautiful because the internet's a dark place. It's kind of like history. It's full of horrible, horrible shit. Um, but I saw a video of a child, only a couple of years old, and she just had an operation, and I think they've just given her some hearing aids. So this child's been born permanently deaf, well,
Okay.
not permanently, but meant to be permanently, and they've given her some hearing aid. And the smile on this child's face when she heard her pet mum and dad's voice for the first time, oh, is absolutely beautiful,
Okay.
absolutely beautiful. But
Beautiful
going back to
story.
your question, uh, being blind, I've got utmost respect for anyone that is blind, first of all, for anyone listening. But it scares me. As I say, I am absolutely paranoid. I've even told stories on the podcast before where I'm scared of going upstairs. I'm not scared of the dark, but I'm always scared when I'm in the dark. So if I didn't know what was going on around me, I'm thick as anything, mate. My senses, they wouldn't carry me through it, mate. They really wouldn't. I wouldn't get by. I wouldn't have half of the ability that um, I see upon the. I wouldn't be able to do half the things that I see the majority of blind people doing today. So, uh, big respect to that community, but I wouldn't be able to do it. They are much more. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm just an idiot, and I wouldn't get by without that. Whereas if I could see where I was going and not hear anything, I
Yeah.
think I could manage a little better.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that an acceptable answer?
It is. It's a very nice answer, to be
Apologies
honest.
if I've upset anyone. I don't want to
No, I
hit that pause button quick. Rewind, rewind.
think
Go on. What's your next question?
the next question is for you is um okay, I hope you enjoy this one. Would you rather eat a meal of cow tongue or octopus?
I've just got busted year 3000 in my head. Um,
What would you rather?
First of all, this question would be better suited if you said, "Would I rather eat cow tongue or vegetables?" Because the answer would be so easy. It'd be cow
Fruit or
tongue.
vegetables?
100%. Do you know when you see all these tests on I'm Celebrity and that?
Yeah.
I would, if you offered me, I don't know, a kangaroo's penis or a Greek salad, give me that dick. That's all I'm saying. It's the first time I'll ever say that sentence in my life. But in that situation, I can't do a salad. I
What
can't
is it
do fruit
about
or veg.
vegetables
I
that
don't
you
know.
just
People have been asking me this for 25 years. Now I've
does it make
divulged
you
my age.
physically sick? Does it make you want to throw up?
The moment, quote me on this, go on, snip this for any of you technological people out there. The moment it goes in my mouth, I feel sick. I
Any
honestly feel like being
vegetables
sick.
or just
I told you for a couple of years when I was in a relationship before, I,
you
I
lied.
went by
You was a
for
big
about a
time
year
liar.
just eating products, but I hated them. I honestly hated them. But I didn't say anything for over a year, and then I just kind of went, I hate these. But
Oh God, things that you do. I can't believe it. Vegetables is just come on. And fruit as well. It's like you're just taking the best food sources for humans. Just
you wouldn't believe it if you met me.
I don't know what kind of damage it's going to do long term. I think you need to start
Piss off.
maybe put a peg on your nose and just
That's
force it down.
that's oh great. So we're about 10 episodes into the podcast, and already you're casting doubt over my health in the future. Rather,
It's just you
so
don't eat fruit either, do
great.
you? That's a bit worrying.
No, I hate both. I hate both.
Apples, oranges, strawberries.
Just naming fruits now. This is what everyone does. The moment anyone finds out I don't eat fruit, they go, "Oh, oranges? Surely you like strawberries, Dad." No, listen, I don't like fruit. They're a fruit, aren't
Oh.
they? I don't like
What
them.
about drinks? So you wouldn't have orange juice, for example.
Yeah, but a majority of the problems with the foods that I don't eat is texture. Drinks, I don't have that problem with. I can't have orange juice if it's what's the word?
Um,
Dan concentrate.
You mean
See, I did that. Bit of a pun for you guys. There you go. But um,
what about
fr
ice
drinks
creams
I'm
that are
fine with.
flavored
I can't do smoothies, by the
smoothies?
way.
Like you could have
No,
a
because then you're
strawberry
actually
ice
getting.
cream or something.
You got me thinking about vanilla ice cream now. That's how my mind
But
works, you
you
see.
have to have vanilla all the time and things, I guess.
No, not all the time.
Oh.
Don't say that. That's what everyone does. You're a horrible person. You
No,
make
I'm quite
everyone's.
interested in this. I do get some people don't like vegetables, but they'll have some or they won't eat any.
Tell you what, I'm
Or
gonna
they
hit
don't like
up.
fruits. But I've never
I'm gonna hit a food expert up. Someone who's an expert in food or psychology. Now, I know that's a very niche market, food and psychology, but I need to get someone in to find this out because I don't know why it is. I honestly don't know.
has it always been
But
the case since childhood?
yeah, honestly, my dad had literally least stubborn person of all time. My dad, he'd literally go, "All right, so you go have something healthy for dinner." Nah, and then do you know some parents would literally go, "Well, I've cooked it now. You're eating it." He'd literally go, "All right then," because as I said, come from a broken family, so we're going home. He'd go, "I'll get you a McDonald's on the way home then," and then there'd be an argument when one of the members of staff forgets to take off the forgets to make it a plain
Oh,
cheeseburger.
I'll never
But
forget when you got nervous that one time. We went to McDonald's, didn't we? And you prefer use the
I
machines
remember.
because you didn't want to go up to the counter because you get nervous about your order because you always ask them to minus this, minus that. Um,
Oh,
so you have like a
yeah.
completely different, unique burger that you
Then a
end up
new bird
making.
can pick up from there. Yeah,
Oh, I'll never forget
yeah.
that was really funny. So self kind of checkout, self-service. It's been a wonderful
Mm.
thing for you, hasn't it?
Oh,
Get rid of
definitely.
any vegetables or anything out of
You
yours.
imagine if the order that I do at McDonald's, well, I haven't done for a while, it's been months now at McDonald's.
Mm.
See, middle class problems. But you imagine the order that I type in whenever I go to McDonald's. You imagine if I asked for a person to specify that order, I would be kicked out. They'd honestly just swear at
How
me.
do you have your burger again? What burger did you have and how did you have it? Can't remember which one it was.
So I'll have take note because I enjoy this. So maybe you guys will too. Yeah, but this is going to play into the hands of the stereotype that I'm just, oh, Dan, you're just a white guy who enjoys everything plain. You don't enjoy this, yeah. This is my worst nightmare. But all right. So, quarter, plain double cheeseburger. So no salad. No. That's one of the first things someone asks as well. If ever I go into a shop and say plain double cheeseburger or something like that, they'll go, no salad. All right. Are you sure you don't want any sauce? I said plain, didn't I? I said plain. Don't make me repeat it. I'm already insecure at this point. Don't make me do that. No salad, no sauce, no your pickles, no your relish or whatever that crap is. And then I add a cheese slice because, you know, I'm definitely playing to a stereotype. Just end this here. Just end it.
I'm enjoying this.
The more I talk, the more. Oh God, I hate this.
He's being
Anyone that's
exotic with
listening
the
to this
extra
knows
cheese in his burger. Go on, it's getting better.
me. Shit. Oh God, I've already played into you. Fuck it, I'll have nuggets. I'll have nuggets. Give me a Happy Meal.
So
But
you just have extra cheese and that's it. So it's just the burger patty plus an extra layer of cheese.
do you know when people laugh and this always gets mixed up as this? Someone always gives me. I don't know if the staff are really lazy at McDonald's or something. If you're listening, you work in McDonald's. If someone says no salad or wants a plain, please do them owe them that respect. They've given you their hard-earned money, and I work hard for my money. As said at the start of the show, I know I'm a baller, but that's not the point. Please just take the bloody salad off. That's all I'm saying, especially the pickles. Come on, because I know all of you are sitting there at home screaming at your phone saying, Dan, scrape it off. That's what everyone shouts. That's what everyone. I had a bloody cheeseburger. If I scrape that off, the cheese is coming off as well. What's the point? What is the point? What was the question again?
Oh, you like your burger, but I think the rest of it's been more entertaining.
It started off on octopus or cow tongue, didn't it?
Yeah,
Forget
I
it, I'll
don't
have a
even
cow
know which one
tongue.
you
I'll have
chose,
a cow
actually.
tongue. Oh god, a cow tongue because it's probably in a rustler's burger anyway. I've already had it, mate.
Oh,
Actually, it's probably an octopus in a
have you?
rustler's burger. So,
Well, there
yeah.
you go. But we learnt a
Mm.
lot more than your love of cow tongue, so that was brilliant. I guess it's your question now, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking earlier when I was thinking about things we could do in the show, and I want to do an episode, a little segment when I say hard gets deep, because that's a joke was named Hard Deep, and this question touches on that. So, Cards, can you make a little jingle or hum a little jingle and just say hard gets deep?
I'm a deep thinker, yeah.
No, just make a little jingle, please.
I'm not, I can't because I don't want you to manipulate it and do something
Right,
not quite right with
you've
it.
got to do this. I won't. Now it's time for that part of the show. Cards gets deep. Go on.
And then I say something profound now.
You say some. No, 'cause I want you to do a jing. Can you please make a jingle or something for that?
And now it's time for Body Gets Deep.
There you go. Okay. Um, would you rather date someone you love or date someone who loves you?
Okay. And it can be
Yes, yeah.
can only be the one or the other.
Mind blown. None of that
Hmm.
out or octopus nonsense.
That was a good one. Um,
Yep.
would I rather love someone
Hard
or
gets
would
deep.
I'd rather someone love me? Uh,
Depends how selfish you want to be, doesn't it? That's what I'm really
yeah, it
asking.
probably doesn't sound too good if you say I want someone to love me. Maybe it doesn't sound good. So I guess the hero thing is to love someone.
Can I give you my answer?
No.
Because you know how insecure I am. I could never live with someone that doesn't
Yeah, I
love
already knew
me.
yours would be that.
Yeah, yours would be that as well. You're an absolute liar.
No, I don't
Yours
think it
would be
would
that
be.
as Listen, you're just as, if not more, insecure than me. So that is 100% what you'd choose. We both know that we are both weasels. And if we had to choose, that is what we would choose.
Yeah,
Would we do the
we
honourable
both
thing?
may be
No,
weasels,
we
but
would not.
this weasel likes his vegetables and fruit, so he's got a bit more of an edge
No,
about him. Um,
that's a scum.
I don't think either one's really particularly great just by itself. Well, for some people it might be, to be honest. Some people just want to be
Yeah.
loved. I don't think I've come
If
across
you
as
want to
someone
be
who just wants to be loved, though. I don't know.
That's 14 minutes episode where I've sung, by the way.
I don't really. It's nice to love someone, though. I think you get a lot of
Oh,
joy
that's
in love.
beautiful. Can I just snip that, please?
You do get a lot of
Oh,
joy yourself, though, from loving other people. It's just like giving and doing things
you
for
stop
others.
it. You're making people fall in love with you as you speak.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I think
Stop it.
I think that that has more power in itself as well. It makes you feel good as well. Someone loves
So
you.
you're going
If
for
someone
the
loves you,
power
they're
of love.
just loving you. But yeah, I'd rather love someone. I think that would be
The
more
power of love.
meaningful for me,
Not the
more
message. The power
impactful. The power of love.
of
Yeah,
love. That's what I was. I had to say it 4 times before
right
you
to get
sang
me to
it.
start singing the song. My
Exactly.
vocals have been a bit rusty, so I haven't got the confidence in that. But yeah,
Rusty, worn out.
I've been doing a
So,
lot of singing this weekend. But yeah,
what have you
to love
been,
is my answer.
what have you been singing? Come on, give us an insight.
Um, Shakira, hips don't lie. Um, what else have I
It's
been
such a lie.
singing? What was the other one? Um,
The Beatles. Paul
no, it
McCartney's dead.
wasn't that
What?
actually. Oh God, I'm trying to think what I was singing in the car now. Who is it? Let me try and find out. I'd have to actually have a look to see.
Do you know who I was listening to the other day? And give this video a watch if you want. I watched Kenny Rogers singing with Dolly Parton, and it was absolutely beautiful.
Um,
Islands in the Stream.
really?
Yeah. Ah, as much as Dolly Parton's had a stick over the years, I'm telling you now, what a voice. What a voice.
Actually,
Can we agree on that?
this has actually annoyed me because there was one song I was trying to find the lyrics for because I was singing it, but I don't know the majority of the song. This was on
Billy Joel,
Friday.
Elton John.
I never listened. Oh, I watched Back to the Future on Friday, and I love the
Where are
Earth
you going with
Angel.
this?
I love the Earth Angel song in the movie, so I was singing
Okay.
that during the movie and afterwards.
How's that go again?
Oh, I can't do the vocals right now, but
All
they
right.
were spot on Friday. We'll do a little singing
Okay.
episode. Don't you worry.
I'm going to
I,
I'm going to be asking your better half that question if your
yeah,
vocals were on. Oh, we'll definitely have a singing episode then at some point.
yeah. Okay, just bear with me. I know
Look at
this.
no
This
the
is
fear in your voice when I said that, and you went, yeah,
no.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
mind singing, to be honest. I've not got the best
Go on
voice,
then.
but it's certainly not the worst.
Go on then.
Oh, not now though. Gotta,
All right. That's next week episode then. All
yeah.
right.
I'm sorry. I've
Perfect.
really put this podcast on a pause, but this song, I need to find out what it was. So,
You can find out and then you can confirm it at the end. All right.
yeah,
So
I'm not.
you've got something to hang
Unfortunately, I've
around with.
not remembered, so I apologize, people. But it was a
This
wonderful song. It was an old song. Was it something Alone in Love? Oh man, it's quite annoying actually.
made me
I will find
sad.
out and we'll put it on the Twitter if you're very interested. And if you're interested to
Okay.
know what I listen to, we can also put some song recommendations out there. Maybe some
We'll
people
make
have
a
got a
playlist for
karaoke
us.
requests from me. You know,
Ooh.
if you have, let
We've done
us know.
karaoke
Please let
together.
us know.
We've done karaoke together.
Mhm. Um,
What was it we sung together? Careless Whisper.
I think
Is that right?
I don't think I sang that with you. You did. I
Oh,
don't.
here's your cheating on me.
Did we do a
Oh,
duet? No, you usually do. You like your
yeah.
solos, don't you? You like doing
We did.
Shaggy
No, we
Angel,
did.
you
Don't.
Billy
Don't.
Joel as
Please.
well. I don't think we did a
What a
duet,
rage,
did
by
we?
the way.
Did we do a duet?
I promise you. I know you were probably wasted, but yes, I assure you we did a duet.
I don't think
And I'm
it was
sure
Careless
Careless Whisper.
Whisper. No,
Okay.
don't know.
All right.
Okay. Is it my
You'll
question
get
now
the
after that little side
yeah,
mission we
it's your
took?
question.
Okay, so I'm on my fourth one now.
If
Would you rather be on a survival reality show or a dating game show? What appeals to you more?
I'll be on a survival show. That's easy. I'll be the alpha male, 100%.
So
Or at least I
something
think I would.
like what's the one Ant and Dec do? Would that be classed as a
Anton Deck.
survival reality show? It's not really
Do you just
survival, is it really?
Anton Deck? I was thinking more like Bear
Bear
Grylls, The
Grylls
Island.
would be much better actually. He's done episodes where he like drops people in islands and something. Do you think you could
It's called
really
The Island.
hack that? Do you think you could do that?
It's legit called The Island.
Do you
Promise.
think you have the balls of steel to do something like that?
I think I could, yeah,
Go
definitely.
go against the elements.
As long as you don't make me eat any of the
Yeah,
foliage.
you know what?
Yes.
Going back to food, funnily enough, you're gonna survive. If you was in a tropical island as well, and you're not eating any fruit or veg, you are gonna struggle. Well, I guess you could hunt. I guess you'd be hunting for animals, I guess.
But no. Did you ever hear about that guy in the? I think it's the 80s or 70s, one of the two. Going back to a dating show.
Yeah.
So he was called the dating show Killer. Did have I ever told you about him?
No,
Or have you heard of it?
no. Love that you're bringing in a
Basically,
serial killer in right now, but
what is an episode without a serial killer? Um, but what happened was this guy went on a game show. It was found out much later that he was a serial killer. Not anything to do with the show, but much later. It's a coincidence that he is on the show, but he was in America I'll leave that silence there because I'm not saying anything. But he was on a dating show and he gave some strange answers that were at the time just seen as a bit flirty, a bit naughty,
Yeah.
bit yeah. But after the show, the woman actually said he's a creep. I think they were meant to spend a night together or something. That was the idea of the show. And after about 5, 10 minutes of being alone, she literally said, "I don't want to be around him. He's a creep," and never saw him again. Funnily enough, but that episode was only touched upon when it was found out that he was a serial killer.
So had he committed murders prior to being on the show? Was
And
that
by that point, yes, but no one knew about it,
did he
obviously,
go on that
until
show
much.
kind of in
Exactly.
other reasons like of his murder, some preference or something? Or was it just something he wanted to do anyway?
I don't know if the woman's still alive or anything, so I
Mm,
do apologise to anyone or any family members or anything like that. But
yeah.
presumably, you've got to go under the influence that that would have been his intention. If he's a serial killer
Wow.
at that point, or of women,
Yeah.
and he's gone to given weird answers like that, presumably. We need to do an episode on serial killers, properly. But I've found a new channel on YouTube. It's called, I'm going to give you a shout out there, mate, called Biographics. It's basically one of the best channels I've ever come across. He literally just, his episodes are about 20 minutes long
Yeah.
and he'll just talk about famous people. He's done more about celebrities and that, but he's got a section on like serial killers and that.
Okay.
And I was listening to one. One was about the alphabet killer. You know him?
No.
Person was never caught.
Okay.
Basically, he killed people that had names that where the first letter began with a second letter, and dumped their body in a town that began with the same letter,
Wow.
and he killed 3 victims. But that person is never caught, and that is in the 70s. And there's also a guy who did an episode on called Ed Gain. Have you ever heard of him?
No, I've not heard of him.
Again, I think he only died recently. When I say recently, like 90s. But just a little fact about him: the movie Psycho and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre were both based on him.
Really?
So, yeah, Ed Gain,
Mm.
research that and check out that channel 100% to anyone that's listening because that is an outstanding channel.
Mm.
One of the best I've come across.
Mm.
Pretty good one.
Interesting.
Yeah. But shall we go back to the question? I would choose an island. I'd survive. I think I would anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Is it my question?
Yeah, it is your question.
Would you rather have a hiccup fit? So when you constantly go constantly.
Yeah.
Great impression there. Great impression. During a quiet movie, a quiet scene, or loudly burp once during a funeral.
Wow. Funeral, that would be rough, wouldn't it? That would
Yeah.
be rough. Yeah, that's an easy one. I'm going with a hiccup.
The reason I put that
It may be
because it was
annoying, but I think
fun.
it's a lot more disrespectful to to burp during a funeral. You really are not
Depends
ever
what
going to
point.
live
Yeah.
that down. I'd rather hiccup in a room full of people I don't know, and don't know me and can't see me, so they don't know who it is. That's a
All right.
that's an easy one.
Fair enough. Go on. What's the final one then?
Okay,
It's feeling high.
my final question is, first I want to know who is your favorite athlete of all time? What the one athlete
Well,
you admire more than
do you want
any other?
an athlete or sports person?
A sports person, basically.
All right. If you're talking a bit different to an athlete, uh, who would I say my favourite sports person? The personality or ability?
Whatever, it can be a combination. It could be just whoever your favorite sports person is,
Oh,
for
God,
whatever
favourite
reason,
sports person.
mentality, their kind of achievements, their skills,
That's a good
personality.
question. A good question, actually. Um, maybe, may. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to give you an easy answer, and I know it's boring, but I'm going to go Dennis Bergkamp.
Okay.
If you gave me 5 minutes, there's probably people I could come up with better. Or Mo Farah. if you are more interested in one
Okay.
for his written.
Who,
Yeah.
who would you say is your all-time favorite movie star?
Oh, if we're talking personality and that, can I give you John Travolta?
Yeah, it's up to you. So this
All right.
question is, would you rather spend the day with your favorite sports person or your favorite movie star?
Oh, that's easy. Movie stars are celebrities. There. Do you know people like sports stars, especially footballers, are so boring. There's no ego to them whatsoever. Because every time, let's say a footballer goes and scores 10 goals and his team win like 10-9. I know that's a ludicrous situation, but if that happened, you know the footballer's going to come out and go, oh, well, it's all down to the lads that set me up. They all had a good game. Like, oh, come on, take some praise. Whereas a movie star, they know they're the talent. They've got the ego about them. So I definitely want to spend the day with a movie star.
So an ego wants to
As
spend
easy.
time with another ego.
Yeah, it kind of bring me back down to earth, put me back in my box, so to speak.
Okay, so you
Mm.
would rather meet John Travolta. Why John Travolta? That is one I did not expect that from you. I don't know why.
Because he's done some incredible movies, but at the same time, he comes across as a really good guy. I know he's got some
What's your
things that
favorite John Travolta movie then?
face off. Nah, no, no, no. I said that without even thinking, but it's not even the
I
right
thought you'd
answer.
say
I know it's not
Grease.
even a case of being the right answer,
You look like a
but
Grease
no, it's Pulp
person.
Fiction. It's Pulp Fiction.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Hmm.
Pulp Fiction all
That's
day long.
something I've
Pulp
learnt
Fiction's
today.
my
I didn't know you like
Pulp
John
Fiction.
Travolta.
I have two favorite movies:
Hmm.
Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs.
Okay.
So there you go. But no, I like John Travolta, and a bit sad. His wife died as well the other day. Sorry to bring you down a little, but I was pretty sad when I heard that.
Yeah,
So,
of
yeah.
course.
So he's been on my mind recently.
Mm. Yeah.
All right. Are we? I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Have you? How you feel, Pard? You enjoy it,
Yeah.
mate?
It's been another fun podcast, another fun um question and answer session, I guess. Um
Well, well,
no, I was just gonna say, yeah, I've enjoyed it. Loved hearing
good
your little
lads.
stories about your problems with your veggie phobia and your plain as anything burger. So
Feel like headbutting this table right
I
now.
know, but it makes me feel
But
better.
every day I get this. Every bloody day. Oh, Dan, you should eat something. No, I shouldn't because I don't like them. But but no, I'm gonna go and cry now, guys.
Yeah.
And I hope you all have a good week, especially you, Party. And I hope you enjoyed it. But if you didn't, same as always, I don't care. I did, and that's all that matters. Bye.